People are loving this show so far. It's, of course, part Love is Blind, part music competition show. The panel of judges, of course, is so amazing. We've got Kelly, Nicole, and Liam. When you first found out who the judges were, I mean, what was your initial reaction? Because I feel like each one of those artists has had an impact on all of us, almost.
All of us were familiar with, I mean, all the judges, all their music. I mean, you know, you got the biggest Destiny's Child fan over here. You know, you got two people who grew up listening to One Direction who had sisters who were obsessed. You know, you got Shade, obviously, who's, you know, a man who listens to, I mean, it takes inspiration from everyone. So I think, like, all of us just knowing, you know, the reputation these people have and the inspiration and influence that they've kind of spread, it just, yeah, I mean, it's nerve-wracking and it makes you nervous, but it also kind of just amps you up and it excites you and it makes you want to match their energy and it makes you want to prove yourself and be like, all right, well, you know, everyone saw this in you, what do you guys see in us? And let's give that the best shot.
I was so scared at first, but then meeting them and like getting to know Nicole, getting to know Liam, like I was so nervous and then I met them and like they were so nice and just wanted to help us and like we became like best friends with them. So it was so fun.
One really special aspect of the show is how much it portrays Liam's genuine love for music and what he did. You know, you mentioned getting to know him. What is the lasting impact that Liam Payne had on you?
Such a light, so nice and so caring, and just genuinely cared about us, wanted to work with us after the show, wanted to work with us behind the cameras.
You're the first group that came out and actually owned the space. And when you all came out and looked back into each other and were singing together, it was just such a beautiful moment.
He really believed in us, man. From the moment he said, I would join that band, which is crazy, by the way.
Right.
To, you know, just like Landon said, he wanted to see us win. He really wanted to work with us afterwards. He gave us a lot of great information. I remember him saying, like, he loved his solo stuff, but being in One Direction was the best time he ever had in his life. And he was like, y'all stick together, because it don't get much better than that right there, man. So, yeah, awesome.
He knows a thing or two about,
You know?
What about you guys?
A lot of people meet their idols and are kind of let down. A lot of people say, you know, don't meet the people that you look up to and everything like that, because it's kind of gonna let you down. But with him, it was like the total opposite. It kind of just showed us and showed everyone who was there why he was given the platform that they were given, and, you know, the love that he had and the love that he shared and gave and got from just watching us. And, you know, I didn't know that he had as much. You know, when he was given back, like watching the episodes back, you know, he gave such great advice and he was so knowledgeable, and I was like, I didn't know you knew all that, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, there's so much that comes with being in a band and navigating that, but yeah, I think just him seeing himself in us was really special, and him saying at one point, you know, like, you know, the boys didn't really like to dance, but what you guys are doing was what I actually had in mind for One Direction, and so, yeah, kind of seeing that connect and spending time with him.
Also, just like on and off camera, he was just such a class act. He was just like, oh, he genuinely cared, and he was always just like, you know, how can we make this better? He's always like giving ideas and things like that. So that was just cool to just be with someone who already knows what they're doing, you know, has been through the game, and to collaborate with someone on that level is just like, you know, it was just the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
You remind me of a girl that I once knew. See your face whenever I look at you.
What is the hardest part about picking your band sight unseen?
Like, no shade to anyone, but you have to be so careful.
Yeah.
And like go with your intuition of who you click that button for. Because if I didn't meet like these exact people out of the 50 guys, like I would have been like, I ain't doing this.
You have to make sure it's perfection. What about you guys? What would you say is the most challenging part?
I would say, I mean, you don't know what the people are gonna look like, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine, like, you know, connecting it to Love is Blind, like, you know, it's kind of the same thing. You're getting into a relationship with, you know, 3 other people, and you're gonna be living with these people, you're gonna be going through competition, you're gonna be growing. And so naturally, they're gonna rub off on you too. So I think we were all very meticulous and not careful, but just passionate about who we wanted to choose, and yeah, I think it translated well. And then when we all came out and, you know, we saw, like, I was like, okay, Landon, you know, it looks great. Look a little alike. You know, Malik looks great. And then Shay looks great. And we were all like, all right, thank God.
Dripping in finesse with my baby. Whoa. You know it, you know it. Now slow it down for me, baby. Cause I love the way it feels when we grind. Yeah.
You know?
Because all look fabulous.
Exactly.
It works.
Yeah, and it's
It
cohesive.
just works. Exactly.
Yeah.
It just fit. Like when all the puzzle pieces fit.
But no one would ever think that, so.
Now, when you have different band dynamics, sometimes it can be tough. How do you find your groove?
Well, the great thing about us is when the dynamics clicked. Like
Immediately.
Those puzzle pieces.
it clicked. Yeah, like to me, almost. The vocals were important, obviously, but actually getting to talk to them and figure out where your headspace is at, that was more important to me, because it's like, you can sound good all you want, but if you're not cohesive or if you guys aren't a unit, it's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, we kind of already had that established when we talked, so when we got out of there, everything else just fell into place, so it was easy.
And also even like talking to just, you know, getting to know each and every individual, it was cool to get a sense of the relationship. Like, what is this like? You get to know the person on the inside. It's easy to worry about the outer parts of people, especially like when I first met Landon. He had me cracking up. He was the first person that had me laughing. I mean, we always have a good time when we're together, so they're great.
But there is this reality, though, of working together when there are different personalities, different dynamics. You don't mesh 100%. It's just not possible. So when you have those moments, how do you guys work through things?
I mean, naturally, I think, I mean, there's always going to be times where someone, you know, not necessarily doesn't want to do something or wants to do it a different way.
Yeah.
And I think we approached it very maturely. I think we approached it, you know, Malik always kind of made us, you know, talk about it and go through it. And so
The group.
The glue that keeps you guys together.
But I think as you live together and as you grow, you kind of learn, like, okay, maybe I know that if Landon doesn't want to do something, he's going to get quiet, or if Shay doesn't want to do something, he's going to flip the table. And
What I love about Shay, though, and I feel like this matters in a group, is he sticks to, like, if he's like, no, I think it's this, he's very confident in that, and he follows through with that. I love that individuality of, like, no, I think this is a great idea, and I'm gonna follow through with it, not just like going along with it just because for the sake of everyone. I think that's just also as important as, like, you know.
And I think what really worked well for us is that we allow each other to be heard. Like, nobody was scared to say anything, because we're not gonna take it like, oh, you done, no. Like, we established, like, no, say how you feel, speak your mind. Like, that's the only way that we're going to grow.
Yeah.